Military veterans are no different than any other person across this planet. There's good, there's bad, and I say there's only one break we ever should get. It's Veterans Day at Applebee's when you can get like a bloomin' onion or something. Other than that, we shouldn't be getting off the hook on some major crimes that are occurring in this world that literally make me cringe and twist my stomach in knots. So it looks like a retired one-star Air Force general that is 69 years old out of Pennsylvania has been caught looking at the little kiddos, the little ones that run around. They're little and tiny and cute and are innocent and literally have never asked to have anything done to them of this nature. But I'm going to put that down and let you pick it up where you probably know what he was looking at. It is ironic that he's got 5 counts that are held against him. He has said he is guilty, so he at least is admitting to it. Looking forward, he has now said that the whole reason why he has been on this hunt for looking at these photos was because he claims his PTSD is the reason why. Wilson. Frank Sullivan says, I accept full responsibility for everything. I don't know how much time I have left on this planet, but in the name of the Lord, I'm going to make it up to those I've hurt. I can only say, you've not only hurt the people that are around you that have expected higher of you, the leadership that you set for a lot of people, also heritage that you carried with the military, even being lumped in with the veteran community, we're now being shunned away or will be looked at differently, as this has been a case with people with PTSD prior. Now, I would like to say that, Sullivan actually did get some kind of just punishment. That way we were, on the happy lining of this entire story and looking at this and saying, hey, the justice system did what it was supposed to, but probably not here, because they've looked at him as a military service member and have actually given him some leniency for his service and tours that he did. And he was given a light punishment of only having to register for 15 years from this. There's no jail time. There's no, probation. I don't see anything other than, hey, Frank, you gotta go register now. Now, you would think that Frank is into something that's maybe borderline. At least Chris D'Elia was actually over the age. It was just barely, but it was over. And Frank here has just gone to that route. How about we minus 14 from that? They found 4-year-olds. Always make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. A lot of you guys are not. I think it's about 80% are not subscribed, so I appreciate it. It's not just 1 or 2. Frank had 50 photos on his computer where they did investigation and found these questionable things on there, and now have used it against him in court. Now, you may be thinking that Frank here is some kind of war hero that was, serving in somewhere that was war-torn and, having to go on patrols maybe, or doing a lot of extensive work where his life was at, a ton of danger pretty much, where, that's why he would have this level of PTSD. And I'm not saying people cannot get it from other things. People get it from car accidents. People get it from childhood. People get it from war experience. But let's shine some light on it. The judge, Edward E. Guido, offered the retired one-star general leniency in part because of his distinguished career in the Air National Guard, where he served as an engineering officer and commanded various support units. Sullivan retired as the director of Pennsylvania's Joint Staff. While there is no mention of combat during Sullivan's deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, in his official military biography, a recent Department of Veteran Affairs study found that there are no significant ties between combat exposure and crime. There you have it. Just because you've experienced this does not mean that there's going to be a ton of other people that are out there just, running rampant, breaking into stores, stealing stuff. If that's the case, I just tell the officers every time I got pulled over, hey man, sorry, I got PTSD. I really, it just triggers me when I got to push down this leg here, just, pedal to the metal. Now, this sounds like a great cover-up story for any lawyer that's out there trying to defend these kinds of guys. And it does look like he's not the first person to go this route, where it does say in this article from Task and Purpose that essentially there was a lieutenant commander that tried to do the same thing. But guess what? He didn't get let off easy with just a little slap on the wrist. That lieutenant commander got 3 years in prison. Now, to give you guys some specific statistics as far as like how far this can reach, and as far as the Department of Justice has actually done some studies on this and said that there is anywhere between 14,000 and 17,000 kids that are going to be trafficked in the U.S. Over the next year. On top of that, they say there's about 200,000 people, or children I should specify, that are at risk right now. We as veterans or military members have a privilege that oftentimes comes with that I will not say does not occur at certain points. Virginia police, please stop giving military tickets. We're nice people. You guys are just very mean. But we're getting back to the story here where essentially I have to tell you, there's a point where that extends, from the courtesy of, hey, Frank, you should probably stop speeding, to, hey, Frank, you are going to be upheld to the extent of the law. Why is this the case? Why are we giving him such leniency if he is a military member? And I can show you proof that military members are not supposed to be at this low standard of slap on the wrist, see you later. That's because court martials delve into this and can tell you a lot of people are serving a lot worse sentences than what Frank got right here. General Court Martial, Navy Region Southwest. At a General Court Martial in Jacksonville, Florida, Machinist Mate 2nd Class Jeremy T. Curley, USN, pled guilty pursuant to pretrial agreement to possession of blank blank and wrongfully obtaining intimate images of another. On 14 January 2021, consistent with the pretrial agreement, the military judge sentenced him to reduction in rank to pay grade E3, confinement for 34 months, and a bad conduct discharge. Did you see anywhere where that machinist mate got a chance at retirement, not serving any time? His life and the future of what that is very grim. And if you want to go back, I promise you there's a case in December, there's a case in November. You can look at any of the court-martial findings at the end of the month where they post them. Now, there's a lot of criticism online as well where people are kind of making fun of him and also very critical. Robert Concepcion says, what's his PTSD from his chair was uncomfortable and the day the golf course was closed due to weather. Obviously playing at that Airforce side of things. I don't want to disregard people's experience as far as like, if you served, I appreciate your service. But just because you've served also does not negate the fact that you have to follow the law and you should not be held up to that. Carlos Rodriguez says, disgusting. The judge is a clown and should be removed from his position. There is no excuse, much less for a retired Air Force general. The closest he ever got to combat was when his aide brought him lukewarm coffee. Dang, Frank, they're coming at you at the jugular out here. The Air Force thing just doesn't help you out. Joel Hall here writes, so tired of disingenuous vets trying to blame PTSD for their own effery. It's no wonder that when you retire or ETS and look for work, civilian employers look at us like a ticking time bomb. Yikes, I related to that, which is why I kind of repeated that. But I want to say, I want to hopefully change that stigma as far as we can, get people out of the organization and be successful. I was talking to some special operations guys recently where I was like, it's funny, you try so hard to go through boot camp, go through these programs to be in this special organization, but then once it comes time to leave, it's hard to break away from that. So, we do get labeled as some of those people that have these issues. But, this is where I come to the question to you guys. What do you guys think about Frank's case? Do you think this was just? Do you feel like the fact he is close to possibly living out his life as an average male lifespan is about 80 to 81 years old? Do you really think that he should be in jail or not in jail at this point? But I want to leave that to you guys and see what you guys think down in the comments below. But as always, if you guys like what we do on the channel, we have a Patreon link down below where you can help support the channel, get some special perks also on YouTube as well for the special perks on this channel. We do appreciate it. And as always, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.